Tonight, collective, we are stepping past the giants, past the watchers, and straight into the part of Enoch where heaven stops looking like stained glass and starts looking like a restricted access universe. This scroll dives into Enoch's terrifying vision of imprisoned stars, cosmic chambers, fiery abysses, and rebellious beings who discovered that breaking sacred order does not make you free. Sometimes it just earns you a worse set of walls. Ancient consequences. Terrible accommodations, 0 late checkout. But beneath the celestial drama is the deeper wisdom. Everything has a course. The stars have theirs. The seasons have theirs. The soul has one too. And when something abandons its proper rhythm, power can turn into bondage. Desire can turn into addiction. Freedom can turn into a cage wearing better marketing. Tonight we uncover why Enoch's real frequency teaching is not a secret number hidden in the clouds. It is alignment, rhythm, discipline, timing, and sacred order. Because a star does not shine by wandering anywhere it pleases. It shines by knowing its path. So the mystery tonight is not merely where were the rebellious beings imprisoned? It is realizing how often we build prisons out of the very freedoms we refuse to govern. Some chains are forged by enemies. Others are handcrafted by appetite. And Enoch is about to show us the difference.
Channeled by your architect musician, 36110, 27 palms of eyes. Your golden whisperer, sea star, Devalan, see all. Apply the news you can use, truth and accuracy. The real non-bedazzled jewels.
The Book of Enoch, Scroll 6, The Prison Beyond the Stars, when Enoch discovered that heaven has a detention center collective. Tonight we are leaving the giants behind. Their bodies have fallen. Their wandering spirits have been introduced. The Watchers have discovered that a petition does not become persuasive merely because everybody signed it. And now Enoch is taken somewhere stranger, beyond mountains, beyond familiar lands, beyond the comfortable little picture of heaven where everybody floats around looking moisturized while harps play politely in the background. No, beloved, Enoch enters the cosmic architecture. And apparently, heaven has restricted areas. Because in chapters 17 through 21 of Enoch, Enoch describes a visionary journey through terrifying regions of creation. Fiery places, enormous mountains, cosmic storehouses, celestial pathways, and finally a dreadful prison associated with rebellious heavenly beings. This is where Enoch stops reading like Sunday school wallpaper and starts reading like somebody handed an ancient mystic clearance to the universe's basement. And the first correction tonight is important. The first lie. Enoch was simply taken to heaven. People often flatten Enoch's journey into, Enoch went to heaven and learned secrets. That is like describing Chicago as some buildings by a lake. Technically, you spoke English. Spiritually, you missed the entire neighborhood. Enoch does not merely visit one beautiful heavenly throne room. His visions move through different cosmic regions, some glorious, some frightening, some orderly, some functioning as places of confinement and judgment. That matters because the Enochic cosmos is structured. There are boundaries, stations, paths, storehouses, prisons, assigned locations for celestial beings. The universe is not presented as spiritual soup, where everything floats together because somebody declared, we are all energy. No. Enoch's heavens have zoning laws, and somebody violated them. That is the continuing theme. The stars are more than stars. During the journey, Enoch sees heavenly bodies described with imagery that can sound like stars, mountains, flames, or imprisoned beings. Then Uriel explains what Enoch is seeing. Certain stars are associated with angels who transgress the command of the Most High. That connection is crucial. Ancient Jewish apocalyptic writing often speaks about stars as celestial beings. So when Enoch sees stars that have abandoned their appointed places, the imagery is not merely astronomy. It is moral cosmology. A star has a course. A heavenly being has an office. Both are supposed to remain within sacred order. So what defines rebellion? Not ugliness, not darkness, not having horns, leaving the appointed order. Now that is slick, because Enoch keeps using the cosmos itself as a lesson. The sun stays in its course. The moon follows its cycle. The stars obey their stations. Creation moves through boundaries. Then intelligent beings arrive and say, I have considered the universal order, and I believe the rules should make an exception for me. There it is, the oldest frequency problem in the book. Everybody wants cosmic alignment until alignment tells them no. Then suddenly, we need a new interpretation. Frequency was order before it became marketing. This is where we must correct another modern myth. The Book of Enoch does not give us a hidden catalog of healing frequencies in modern Hertz measurements. There is no chapter where Uriel pulls Enoch aside and says, "Brother, play 528 Hertz 3 times while facing southeast." That material comes from much later spiritual systems, modern sound practices, and internet culture. Enoch's actual cosmic teaching is subtler. Everything has an appointed movement, its path, its season, its boundary, its relationship to the whole. That is the ancient frequency principle we can responsibly draw from the text. Frequency here is not a secret number. It is rhythm plus order. Think jazz. Everybody in the band has freedom. But freedom only becomes music because everyone understands relationship. The drummer cannot suddenly decide the song needs 17 unrelated tempos because he is following his truth. Sir, you are ruining the set. The bass holds one pattern. The horn explores another. The piano opens space. Individual expression works because something deeper holds everybody together. Cosmic order. That is Enoch's universe. The rebellious angels did not merely choose an unusual note. They abandoned the composition. The terrible place. Enoch then reaches a place so disturbing that even he basically asks what in creation happened over here. He sees a great abyss. Fire. Columns. A place without ordinary heaven above it or earth beneath it. Then he sees 7 stars bound together. Uriel tells him they are associated with angels who transgressed divine command and are being held until judgment. Now notice something. These beings were once celestial, powerful, knowledgeable, ancient. And now, restricted. Being high does not make you immune to falling. Having knowledge does not make you wise. Having spiritual authority does not mean you can never misuse it. And that right there should be printed over the door of every institution where somebody starts believing their title makes accountability optional. Pastor, guru, CEO, parent, politician, elder, influencer. Uncle who somehow thinks owning the grill gives him constitutional authority over the entire cookout. Position is not exemption. In Enoch, position actually increases responsibility. The prison is the opposite of their crime. Here is where the symbolism gets delicious. The rebellious heavenly beings violated boundaries, so their judgment is confinement. They abandoned their station, so now they cannot move. They sought freedom from sacred order, and their punishment becomes the loss of freedom. Ancient writers loved this kind of poetic justice. You wanted no limits? Congratulations. Here are nothing but limits. It is the spiritual equivalent of your mother saying, "So you like slamming doors? Beautiful. This bedroom door is coming off the hinges." Justice with household management. The esoteric teaching of the Prison Now Collective. Let us bring this inward. Not every prison has walls. Sometimes the prison is the appetite you refuse to govern. Sometimes the thing you insisted was freedom becomes the very thing controlling you. You wanted unlimited attention. Now you cannot live without approval. You wanted unlimited money. Now you cannot rest because enough never arrives. You wanted unlimited control. Now everybody around you obeys from fear, but nobody actually loves your presence. You wanted every pleasure whenever desire demanded it. Now desire has become management. That is Enochic irony. A boundary ignored eventually returns as bondage. Discipline feels restrictive before you need it. Consequences feel restrictive after you refused it. Pick which restriction you would rather meet. The gym hurts less than the hospital. The budget hurts less than bankruptcy. The uncomfortable conversation hurts less than 20 years of family poison. The boundary hurts less than betrayal. Human beings keep discovering this and responding as though civilization has released a surprise sequel. The stars that left their course. This is why the star imagery is so powerful. A star does not become glorious by wandering everywhere. It becomes reliable by keeping its course. That might offend the part of modern culture that treats every limitation as oppression. But some limits preserve identity. The banks give the river shape. The rhythm gives the song structure. The vessel allows water to be carried. The skin keeps the body together. A boundary is not automatically imprisonment. Sometimes boundaries are what allow life to become coherent. That is the difference between discipline and captivity. Discipline is a boundary chosen in service of purpose. Captivity is a boundary imposed after purpose has been abandoned. The rebellious angels rejected the first. They received the second. Write that down somewhere expensive looking. And here comes the human part. Before anybody gets spiritually dramatic and starts diagnosing every difficulty as evidence of fallen angels, remember this. Enoch is a visionary ancient text. Its imagery belongs to Jewish apocalyptic literature. We can draw wisdom from it without pretending every metaphor is a surveillance photograph from another dimension. A person can be trapped by addiction without a cosmic prison opening beneath their apartment. A family can repeat destructive patterns without secretly being descended from a watcher named Fred. Discernment means respecting the ancient text and refusing to make it say whatever gives the best thumbnail. Because some people read one verse, add 12 assumptions, sprinkle a little quantum vocabulary over it, and by dinner they have discovered a civilization beneath Antarctica. Beloved, finish the chapter. What Enoch was being shown. Enoch's journeys teach that creation is morally structured. Actions have locations. Consequences have destinations. The universe remembers order. The rebellious beings believed they could cross boundaries without changing the structure around them. But Enoch's vision says the structure remained. They changed their relationship to it. That is profound. Truth does not stop being true because we dislike its requirements. Gravity does not become toxic because you would prefer floating. Fire does not lower its temperature because your intention was positive. Reality has terms. Wisdom learns them. Ego negotiates with them, then gets mad when physics sends the invoice. The core lesson. The cosmic prison is not merely about angels chained somewhere beyond the stars. It teaches something about every intelligent being. Freedom without order eventually becomes captivity. When desire loses relationship to purpose, desire becomes a ruler. When knowledge loses relationship to wisdom, knowledge becomes dangerous. When power loses relationship to responsibility, power becomes corruption. And when freedom loses relationship to boundaries, freedom eats itself. The deeper frequency. Your highest frequency is not proven by what you claim to understand. It is revealed by what you can govern. Your mouth when angry, your ego when praised, your appetite when temptation arrives, your power when nobody can stop you. Anybody can behave beautifully while powerless. Character becomes visible when you could take advantage and choose not to. That is alignment, not spiritual performance, not cosmic vocabulary, not knowing the secret names of 27 angels while terrorizing everybody who lives with you. If your enlightenment has your household walking on eggshells, beloved, the angels are not the urgent problem. Receipts. Tonight's scroll comes primarily from 1 Enoch 17 to 21, especially Enoch's journey through cosmic regions and the vision of imprisoned stars or heavenly beings. 1 Enoch 18 and 21 describes stars associated with angels who violated divine command and are held for judgment. The larger theme of celestial bodies following assigned courses continues throughout the astronomical book. 1 Enoch 72 to 82, where heavenly order, seasons, luminaries, gates, and sacred time become central themes. Ancient Aramaic portions of Enochic literature found among the Dead Sea Scrolls at Qumran confirm that these cosmic traditions circulated within Jewish communities centuries before modern esoteric movements. No hidden Bluetooth speaker required. Do not mistake boundaries for enemies merely because appetite dislikes hearing no. Some gates keep danger out. Some limits keep the soul intact. Some disciplines protect the future version of you from the emotional version of you making decisions at 2:14 in the morning. And we both know 2:14 a.m. has produced some terrible legislation. Learn your course. Know your season. Understand what deserves access and what does not. You do not need to travel through Enoch's cosmic abyss to discover the lesson. Watch what happens whenever something abandons its proper place. Love without boundaries becomes possession. Confidence without humility becomes arrogance. Knowledge without conscience becomes manipulation. Freedom without discipline becomes captivity. The The stars teach because they remain in their courses. The imprisoned stars teach because they did not. And beyond that prison waits something even stranger, because Enoch is about to be shown places prepared not for angels, but for the dead. Different chambers, different destinies. One mysterious mountain. And a question humanity has been asking since the first grave was closed. Where does the soul go while it waits? That gate opens next. Ahll.
To every soul who made it to the end of this scroll, congratulations. You didn't just watch another video. You trained your attention, exercised your discernment, and invested in the one treasure no one can steal from you: wisdom. Graduation isn't receiving all the answers. It's finally learning how to ask better questions. If today's scroll sparked a thought, healed a wound, challenged an old belief, or simply reminded you that you're not walking this path alone, then pass the lantern forward. Someone out there is still searching in the dark, and your share might be the light they were praying for. Join the collective by subscribing and turn on your notifications so you're there when the next scroll or codex is unveiled. Time has a funny habit of delivering the lesson right when it's needed. The algorithm is simply humanity's latest attempt to organize chaos. Sometimes it even succeeds. Until we gather again, keep your heart soft, your mind sharp, your spirit grounded, and your discernment polished. Question with courage, learn with humility, lead with compassion, walk in wisdom, walk in love. We'll meet you in the next scroll. Ahll.
Until next time, your Sea Star Curacy, channeled by 3611027, the Beautiful Whisperer. Our Sea Star Devalan CO. Apply the news you can use.
You don't even have to say nothing. I already know. I know.